First, I want to say that we are thrilled to be doing business with the Bobby Dodd Institute. And let me just give you a quick overview of what Pure Flats is all about. Pure Flats is a small fishing lure company that was started back in 2015 from an avid angler, Captain Joey Landreneau. Joey was fishing for large speckled trout in the Big Bend Nature Coast area of Florida. He had lost about 8 to 10 of some of his favorite lures and had snagged them on rocks and grass flats and things like that. And so he came up with an invention called the slick lure, which had a similar profile to a few other lesser known baits on the market. He basically created this lure. I'm showing a picture of it here, and came up with a weedless design to kind of replicate the type of bait fish imitation that he was trying to use as he was pursuing these large speckled trout. The lure immediately became very popular and effective with a lot of his local fishing buddies. A friend of mine and I, who worked at Coca-Cola many years together, were fishing in the Mobile Basin area, and we found the lure about 5 to 6 years ago and just had amazing success with it. And so if we fast forward to last year, this partner of mine and I decided that we wanted to team up with Joey and purchase the Pure Flats business, move it to Atlanta, and see if we could help to expand the reach and expand the popularity of the Pure Flats business. Well, it's a couple of different things. One is that the design of the lure, because of its curvature and its shape, it's a pretty large profile bait. And so the way that water breaks across the lure as you jerk it through the different areas of the water column, it creates a very erratic bait movement. And so as you're targeting trout, redfish, bass, walleye, different species of fish that anglers go after, the bait really imitates either a wounded bait fish or a very erratic bait movement. So it catches the fish's eye. Its larger profile tends to catch the larger fish. And it really just has proven to be effective across many different fishing conditions. There aren't a lot of baits out there that have the size, the erratic bait movement, and the weedless design. And so the combination of those three things really help anglers, catch larger fish and have proven to be very effective. We've also come out with some other models. We've got a smaller model called the Little Slick, and then we've got a third model called the Slick Junior, which is not in production yet, but is coming out in a few months. One other thing that makes the slick lures unique in their class is a lot of soft plastic lures come with a paddle tail design. And with the slick lures, most of our lures have more of an oblong ball tail. And it just creates a different vibration, and fish in the water can kind of feel that vibration. And so it just creates a different option, with some uniqueness that differentiate us in the marketplace. It's a great and interesting story. There is a business partner of ours, a supplier in Birmingham called Zorn Molds, and Zorn helps us make the capital equipment. That's basically the injection molding and then the molds themselves that the lures are cast in. And so the gentleman that owns Zorn Molds, a gentleman by the name of Ray Guess, he was helping us solve some problems toward the end of last year, which really was about, how do we finish the lure and apply these glitter eyes to the finished product. Essentially what happens is as the lures come from the mold, the flagship lure has no eyes. And then we've been in a process of taking these red glitter eyes off of these Mylar sheets and having to glue the eyes on every lure. And we looked at many different options, from hard plastic inserts to ways to, think about the labor and the application of the finished product. Ray had suggested that we consider working with, folks with varying abilities and look for different labor options of folks that have high dexterity kind of interested in the kitting and packaging and kind of the intricacy of being able to apply these small eyes to fishing lures. Fast forward to a couple of conversations with some friends here in Atlanta. A friend of a friend named Cindy Flynn has a child with varying abilities, and she had some exposure to the Bobby Dodd Institute. And so I did some research. I spoke to Miss Taylor, which was an amazing conversation. She introduced me to Joe. I met with Joe in late January. And as we explained what our needs were in terms of final assembly, the application of the eyes, the need to kind of bag and barcode the lures, it just, turned out to be a really, really good match between the services that the Bobby Dodd Institute offered and what our needs were at Pure Flats. Well, I think it's extremely important. I mentioned that I had worked at Coca-Cola in my previous career, about 28 years there at Coke. And one of the things that we really focused a lot on was, diversity and celebrating, the uniqueness of what different individuals, bring to the problem to be solved. And if you've got some folks that are great at strategy and some that are great at analytics and some that are great at problem solving, it really taught me over time that the strength of many different individuals is so much stronger than just, the power of one or two. And so, when I think about our partnership with Bobby Dodd and kind of our whole supply chain, we've got to have some folks that are very good at injection molding and manufacturing. We've got to have some teammates that are really good at kind of fine motor skills and dexterity, and that are patient to kind of sit there and be able to apply the eyes to these lures, and then, and perform the retail packaging and the barcoding. And when I learned and discovered the kind of work that was happening at the Bobby Dodd Institute, from the vials where the warehouse team, applies the rubber caps, or just the many different kitting and packaging options that are provided, it really opened my eyes in the importance of having folks with varying abilities, that enjoy this type of work and that are really good at this type of work. It just made all the sense in the world to figure out how to bring those components together. And so, thinking about the strategy of all of that, it's been a great fit. It makes sense. I think it allows folks to be great at what they enjoy doing. And it also pays a huge dividend, to a company like ours who really, really appreciates that kind of work. And so the sum of all of that, makes for a good partnership, makes for a good supply chain, and hopefully creates a win-win, for all the folks involved. It's really helped us solve one of the biggest bottlenecks that we've had in Pure Flats. We were really struggling to figure out, how we were going to apply eyes to lures, to do it in a scalable commercial way. We really wanted to keep our manufacturing and our supply chain US based and preferably Atlanta based. And so being able to rely on the Bobby Dodd Institute to help us solve this bottleneck of a problem really has been a godsend for us. Pure Flats, for the last 5 years has been a pretty small company with most of our sales online and a little bit of retail sales. But if we really want to, grow the reach and expansion of our product and our business, we've got to be able to do, thousands of lures and keep, hundreds of bags of inventory on hand. And if we didn't have a partner, like Bobby Dodd, that where, folks in the Bobby Dodd Institute were helping us, mass produce these lures and produce them in a quality way and help us, amass the inventory that we need to really go market and sell, we would just find ourselves, kind of stuck in a small business syndrome. This really allows us to grow. It allows us to go market, to sell more aggressively, to be able to offer our products to larger retail stores, and to really, unlock the potential of growth. And so, Bobby Dodd and the team there, are really a huge enabler to helping us overcome that bottleneck and create the inventory and the finished product that we need to grow. I just really want to extend the warmest thank you. Every person that I have met in our partnership at BDI has been incredible. The quality of the work has been well above my expectation. It's just been a really enjoyable start and just a very consistent experience from how we bring the materials to the warehouse team, how Virginia and Darren and all of the team members, kind of help us keep up with what's needed. Maurice and the team are amazing. It's just every step of the partnership so far has been more than enjoyable, and it's really unlocked a lot of growth and potential for us. So I just want to close by saying thank you. Your partnership means a lot to us, and we're looking forward to hopefully many, many years of growth together.